Welcome to the Leadership Interview, ladies and gentlemen, on Biz Tips 247. We have Mr. Oginga Carr. Mr. Oginga Carr is an author, national seminar leader, organizational structure expert, and consultant. He brings 17 years of experience in sales, management, and human resources. His passion is in the dynamic of change, dealing with it, working through it, and preparing for it. He has worked in the telecommunications, flooring, and print industries. He is also a serial entrepreneur and has served as a magazine publisher, radio show host, TV show host, executive director of a nonprofit foundation, and many other capacities. Oginga focuses on productivity through structure and human capital development. He has trained tens of thousands of HR professionals in 49 states. He consults with and trains organizations in human resources and compliance. Welcome to the interview, and thanks for your time, Mr. Carr.
And Nicholas, I am so excited about being here and just getting a chance to connect with you and the things that you're doing with your blog and the things that you're doing to be able to help businesses. Man, I'm excited to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Where are you located right now? Look like you're traveling.
Right. So I am out of Memphis, Tennessee is where that's where all the bags are. That's where I live. But I'm on a tour right now, touring across the country, helping businesses be able to figure out how to structure their business the right way. So where we're talking right now, I'm in Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm doing an event there, and I've been traveling Florida, Pennsylvania, Texas, across the United States, helping businesses. So I love what it is I get the chance to do.
That's solid. That's solid. Okay. Well, what did you first decide that speaking or your consulting was right for you? When did you decide, like, hey, this is me, this is my passion, I have to do this?
Well, the thing was is that I was in corporate America for 9 years. I was on the sales side first, and I was on the management side. Then I went into a position that we like to call the slash, because I was the manager /HR /payroll /janitor /babysitter / all these different things that I had to do in a business. And so I was working in that position, and I wasn't really taking care of myself very well, and I wasn't able to take care of my family very well either. And so I just started to realize there were some things I wanted to do differently in my life, and I wanted to be able to help businesses. And so my passion is in helping businesses deal with change, whether that's structuring yourself the right way, whether it's dealing with that. And so it just kind of drew to me, honestly, Nicholas, in the same way that you've gone through the different things you've gone through in your life. Like for me, it was a movement for me. And so what I like to do is help businesses be able to crush those bugs that are out there. And so that's what we call a team crushing it. We're crushing those goals. We're crushing those things that are there and making sure we're knocking things out in our business and our life. Absolutely.
That's solid. So how long did it take for you to get to where you are now? You know, because it don't just happen instantly.
Right. Yeah, it definitely wasn't overnight. I mean, you know, being the things that I put to place in my life has taken me from bankruptcy to creating a six-figure business, to be able to take a business and be able to structure it the right way. I've been in business now for 10 years. I left corporate America 10 years ago, but it just took time in order to be able to figure my way out. And so that's one of the reasons why my passion is in helping other business people be able to figure their way through the different things they're dealing with through structure, because I had to bump my head. And so I don't want other people to bump their head. So I love the fact of getting a chance to do that and be able to be together and be able to knock it out.
That's solid. That's solid.
Yeah.
This is great for this type of site, Business Tips 24/7, so people can come and watch this video, as we say before. This is great. So what are the top 5 areas one should concentrate on in their business, or starting a business, or continue running their business? What's your tip?
So I'll tell you, really, there are 3 things that are really the biggest and most important thing in your business. And those 3 things are clarity, content, consistency. We need to be clear about what our expectations are from our business, what it is we want to be able to create. If we have employees, for what we actually want for those employees to do. We need to make sure that the content of whatever it is we're doing is something that we can actually accomplish. So if you don't know how to do a business, then how can you do it? what you need to do is make sure that you are teaming up with people who have that skill set in order to be able to help you. So if you're not good at sales, you need to team up with someone who knows how to sell. If you're not good at structure, you need to team up and be able to do that and have the content of that. And the last C is the hardest C, really, and that's consistency. We have to be consistent in what it is that we are creating and what it is that we're doing, and getting consistent action every day. You know, like my guy, Marshawn Lynch says he's about that action, boss. You got to be about that action every day and be consistent in what you're doing and what you're knocking out and be able to do it. If you can do that, you can do whatever you want to do in business. It's really the secret to life and being able to make sure you get those things done. So that's huge for me.
That's solid. That's solid. So what's the absolute easiest way to get started, you would think? So consistently, what do you start off doing today, you think? I mean, what you have?
So when you first get started with your business, first of all, you have to do something that you love. That's the first thing. Because if you're doing something just for the money, it's not going to work. There's a lot of people who died 20 years ago, but they're still walking around because they're walking around dead because they're doing things that they didn't actually love, and they're not doing that. So for me, my love is helping people, and I need to figure out how I could get paid for helping people. Because I got to tell you, Nicholas, I work for funds. I don't just work for fun. Okay, so you know what I'm saying. So that's the thing. So
Yeah,
you know,
right. Exactly.
that's the truth, right? That's it. You know, and so I got these. That's it. I can get a witness on that for real. You know what I'm saying? Because the thing is I got these little envelopes that come to the house with the windows in them called bills. All right. So I need to pay those bills for what it is I do. So as much as I love helping people, I can't help people for free. I'll give you some free stuff, but I can't help you for free. So we had to figure out how to get paid while also doing business and being able to do it. So you got to figure that out for yourself, whether it's doing hair, whether it's you're great at cooking, whether you know how to be able to put together an event plan, whatever it is. If you take a skill set that you have and then you take it and you use it like that. Does that make sense?
That makes plenty of sense, brothers. Yeah. So what's the biggest mistake you made getting started in your business?
So one of the biggest mistakes I made was not being able to figure out how to be able to get paid in what I was doing. So we talk about the nonprofit that I ran. The nonprofit I was running was very nonprofit. It was nonprofit to the point to where I was spending my rent money in order to be able to help. And I loved helping the kids that I was helping with it. So yeah, that's great. But like I could have been so much more of a service to my community and the service to the people who I did if I really was focused on what the bottom line is. And so we have to be focused on bottom line, whether you're running a nonprofit, whether you're running a business, we have to know bottom line. Here's what it is we want to be able to get done. And so my mistake was not understanding the bottom line. And so then you don't understand the bottom line. And now you're in a position where you need to make payments and you don't have the money to do it. And even a bridge loan would help you at that point in time. So even if you're going to get a bridge, if you're going to be able to get a bridge, that's cool. It's absolutely great. But what we have to have is a plan. See, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. Yeah. That's what it is. And so we want to make sure that we can figure out how to plan it and do it the right way.
Which I say you got to have an exit strategy on that too. You got to have an exit strategy, you know. So,
absolutely. Absolutely.
So, let me see here. So what do you think are the keys to becoming successful as you are?
So the biggest key to becoming successful is recognizing what success looks like for you. All right. So success for me might not look like what success looks at for you. Okay. So when we're talking about that, you got to recognize what it is that you want. My favorite, Dr. Stephen Covey, one of my favorite of his 7 Habits. First of all, he wrote a book in 1988 that's still on the New York Times bestseller list, the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. My favorite habit of all those habits is begin with the end in mind. So you've got to have an end in mind of what it is that you want to accomplish. And so then we take those things and we continue just to keep accomplishing those smaller goals, and you get to the place where you want to be. And then that's what success looks like for them or for me. So my success won't necessarily look like your success.
Right.
There's, and you've got to recognize that about yourself and know who you are. Like I like to say, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. You know what I'm saying? So if you understand what it is that you want, you don't have to explain it to yourself and be able to do it. So that's the truth.
Exactly. So running your business, what's the favorite part of the day as a business owner? So position that you're in. My
favorite part of the day is how I prep myself for the day. So I do what are called the 420s. And so I'm not talking about 420 day or anything like that. Okay. It's the 420s. All right. See, I'm in HR, so, I have to be clear about that. All right. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing is that I drink 20 ounces of water as soon as I wake up in the morning. So I keep water right there next to my bed to be able to do it. Then I spend 20 minutes of body activation. So that's stretching, getting yourself ready, getting yourself ready for the day. Then I spend 20 minutes of reading out of an actual book that's there to where you can touch the pages and be something that triggers your mind and gets your mind right to be able to do it. And then finally, I spend 20 minutes of visualizing what my day is going to do. Now, Nicholas, the thing is that I do all of those things before I touch my phone in the morning. All right. So before I touch my phone in the morning, that's the best hour of my day because it allows me to be a better father. It allows me to be a better business person. It allows me to be a better friend, a better son, all the different roles it is that I fulfill in my life. It allows me to be better at those things because I can be the best Oginga that I can be. And that's what's important. You got to be the best person you can be in order to be able to create that. It's the reason why we need high performance and what it is that we do.
That's solid. That's solid. We continue. So what are some realistic long-term and short-term goals for our listeners to follow?
So once again, short-term goal should be being able to figure out how to be solvent in your business. That's the big thing. So short-term, you want to be able to figure out how is it that I can get to zero? Because when you get started with a business, you're going to start off in the negative. That's the way it goes, all right? Thinking that you're just going to roll out your business is going to be, it's very, very rare for you to roll out your businesses is like ultimately successful immediately. It's where what happens. So we got to be able to figure out how we get to solvent. Okay. And then long-term goals is now we figure out what that success looks like and we work on a vision-based decision. So we should have vision-based decisions. You have a vision for where it is you're going in your business. So your decisions should all be stepped into that vision. So you got to ask yourself a question when you are in, whatever decision you're making as far as your business. Is this in line with my vision for what it is I want to create? Right. And so by knowing that, that'll give you your long-term goals, and that'll be where you can get it done. It'll be awesome.
That's solid. That's solid. That's solid. So what do you see as the next big trend in human resources or speaking, or what's the trend that you're seeing that's happening now?
So the next big trend in HR is that there's more and more automation that's going on as it relates to HR and as it relates to the things you're doing. But you still have to be able to have people to run these different automated things that are going on. Right. So we have to make sure that we're getting the proper skill set. We're moving away from an economy where it was all about how much you could lift to an economy that is about how much you can think. How do you think? How do you do stuff? So there's so many different ways to make money these days, whether you're in your own business or whether you're working for someone else. We've got to consider ourselves, if you're an employee, you want to consider yourself a partner of your business. Okay. Right. So you want to be a partner of the business and so you see HR business partners that we see these other things that are there. And so we want to look at it from a partnership standpoint and be able to do that. Okay.
That's solid. That's solid. So are there any tools or resources would you say are essential to starting a new business or running your business? What are the tools that you suggest that it stands out? It's good.
So the biggest thing when you're starting your new business is to understand, first of all, what type of partnerships you're going to have within your business. Or are you going to have employees or are you going to have contractors? If you're going to be a contractor, if you're going to have contractors, you're going to need to be able to prove that person is a contractor. That's what we help people do, is to figure out how not to lose money, how not to have these issues. We're talking about that, and how to be able to understand that from that. So to next level your business after that, you need to understand what the vision is that you're looking for from it, and how you're going to be able to create that and do that as well. And so those are the biggest things that we need to understand as far as tools, is being able to understand what the structure is that you're putting together of your business. That's a huge thing.
Do you work with certain owners that have, for example, only have 2 employees, or do you have a certain number that you work with, or what's ideal for you to consult or do business with them?
So for me, it is all about what that person is looking to get from that business. So someone has 2 employees, but they basically worked themselves into another job. So they left corporate America, and now they have a job then I help people find clarity on how it is and what it is they really want to get out of their business. So that's how I help businesses and athletes as a certified high performance coach. But then when we have organizations that have 10, 15, larger and then larger and larger amounts of employees, the big thing then is company structuring. So Ari, do you have a handbook? Do you have job descriptions? Do you have leadership points that where your managers are able to lead people and be able to do it? It's so difficult for me when I go and I see a business and it's running terribly, because the structure's not put together. I'm a structure person.
That's what
I want to be able to structure your life and be able to do that. Absolutely.
Right. So basically, you can deal with any field, whether it's a doctor or a real estate agent, or it doesn't matter. It's about structure. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely. It's about the structure. And it's about whether or not and how you want to be successful.
Gotcha. Okay. So as we wrap these things up, what should a listeners be doing for the next 30 days, 90 days, or a year to accomplish their goals, starting a business or starting a new business or running their business? I mean, you already said structure. So what's your tip on that?
So find the umbrella of a year.
Okay.
And then work back from that. So like, what does that look like 6 months from now? And then work back from that. What does that look back 3 months from now? And then what can I do every day to get to that piece that's 3 months from now? So if you need to learn something, then you should be learning it every day. You should be immersing yourself in it. So we create what we like to call the Limitless Week. And so in the Limitless Week, it is every day is focused on something. So today, right now, we're recording this is a Wednesday. So this is called Work It Wednesday. So for me, Work It Wednesday is about working in my business, not necessarily on my business. So I'm learning different things. I'll definitely watch a webinar on a Wednesday, different things as far as that. Then Thursday for me is Together Thursday. So it's about how can I collaborate. So Nicholas, you're doing amazing things and you're creating stuff. You're creating ways that people to get funding and be able to do things for businesses.
Thank you.
So now we can collaborate and be able to do that. And I can help people structure their business when they have the money so they can have it and be able to do it and be able to take care of it. And so each one of the days of the week for me has a naming convention to it.
Right.
And so that's what I focus on. So like Friday is Follow-Up Friday. Or one thing that's most important to me is that Saturday, I call it Sanity Saturday. Really? Saturday is the day that I make sure that we stay sane and that you do the things that make you happy. Because as a business person, you will go
right.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's a huge thing. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's solid. I call it.
Yeah.
Daughter, tell you, I got days also. Magnificent Monday, terrific Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Tip top Thursday, fantastic Friday. No toxic.
Exactly.
We try to talk positive. So
I like it. Yes.
What final words of wisdom would you like to pass on to everyone who's listening on to this call, sir? And I appreciate your time. Definitely. Oh
yeah. Well, I appreciate the opportunity and the opportunity to be able to share. And I tell you, I always think about my father. My father passed away 11 years ago, but he left so many things here with me with it. And so he used to say all the time about people who do stuff. He said that we are a family related by affinity, if not through consanguinity. So what that means is that we're a family related by the love we do with something, if not through the blood of actually doing it. And so when you look at it, when you are a business owner, you are we are a family of people who think about things differently. It means that we want to create something for our families. We write all those beautiful things on Facebook about a business owner will work 80 hours to whatever the year 40 or whatever as far as that. Here's the deal. You're a member of my family if you're a business owner, and I want to see my family do great. So the Team Crushing It family, we're a movement. We're crushing those different things that are out there that are in front of us, and we're knocking those things out. And I want to be able to see and tell and show you how to be able to do it and how to be able to create it for your business. And so, hey, I love working with you, and I want to welcome you to my family.
I welcome you, man. It's awesome, man. We love you already, brother. We love you already.
That's it. Absolutely.
So tell me this: where can our listeners find out more about you? Or do you have any, good source or anything? How can they find out more about you?
Absolutely. You can go to my website, ogingacarr.com. It's OGINGACARR.com. You can check out any of my links. You can get to where we send out these things called Aha Mondays that come out every Monday, which is like motivation. And I don't like to refer to myself as a motivational speaker, because what we are is that we lead thoughts. And so we talk about motivation, talk about how to be able to create different things in your business, be able to do that. You can find out about any of my services there. We run events across this country. We have an event coming up in Dallas called the Limitless Summit. That's coming up in Dallas.
Right.
It's our second year that we've run Limitless. That's Dallas is August 4th in Dallas. To go to thelimitlesssummit.com, or you can go to limitlessmemphis.com, and we have our 3-day signature event, the Limitless Summit in Memphis. That's coming up October 25th to 27th. So, Nicholas, we got a ton of stuff going on. I'd love to get a chance to come back and be here on the platform, and I'd love to be able to share the things with our tribe that it is that you're doing. So
you got to come back. You got to come
Absolutely.
back. You got
Absolutely.
so much going on. Yeah, very, very. You got the nuggets. You got the tips and the
That's
nuggets.
it.
So, Mr. Carr, we definitely appreciate your time. I'm going to add the links. But, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a hand if you can once you watch this video. And share and like this video, please.
Awesome.
And we appreciate your time, Mr. Carr.
Yes, thank you so much, and thank you for what it is that you're doing.
All right. Take care.
All right, thank you.